Dumbbell, what's good, fam? How we doing this evening?
Dude, a lot better than I was a week ago. So the pain has definitely come down to, I'd say, about a 1.5 out of 10. So I was able to get a full workout today for the first time in a week and some change. So getting back after injury, guys. Remember, don't be a hero. I know you think you can, but until it doesn't hurt to a point where it could be dangerous, you're not done. Recover and then get back to it. If you need tips on that, you know where I'm at.
Like I said, Johnny, I always appreciate you helping me out and just being of service to these young men and just trying to give them the game on how they should be moving and just, you know what I mean? Life, man. So we're here on Monday night. It's Ask Your Favorite Uncles, Johnny. This has become one of my favorite shows. I just love helping these young men out. We got quite a few questions tonight, don't we?
We do. And here's the thing. So, okay. I'm going to say this from the very beginning. The questions that we have tonight are clearly from some young men who are a little inexperienced in doing the right things. And luckily for them, in a strange kind of way, they're becoming experienced in doing some of the wrong things. And we're going to see what we mean by that because, Uncle Bill, we're going to have to let some verbal ass whoopings go tonight. But you listen, it's all tough love here. And these guys definitely need just that.
Bruh. That's right, nephews. It's tough love here, but it's all love here. So the reason we might be a little tough on you, that's because we need to make you aware of your inner bitch, and we need to get rid of it, or you're going to continue to have these problems. So, Johnny, you know what? Let's just go ahead and introduce ourselves real quick. I'm always getting new subscribers. Hey, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate the love. Shout out to you, each and every one of you that take the time to subscribe and just want to do better and improve. That's what we're here for.
Hey, every day we get better, every day. Yep.
So my name is William, and let me welcome you to my channel. It's called William the Conqueror. And nephews, my only question for you tonight is, can you even conquer yourself? I'm talking about self-discipline, self-mastery, and we're going to talk a lot about that tonight, I think, Johnny, aren't we?
Absolutely, and we're gonna really get in depth with these guys.
All right, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, Johnny.
Well, like Billy said, I'm Johnny Dumbbell. I'm a personal trainer and lifestyle coach here in beautiful Pittsburgh, PA, where somehow the Steelers didn't even have to play and still got a leg up in the division. All three other AFC North teams, rather, got beat this week. But I'm not going to gloat a lot. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about our successes. I'm not even here to talk about my successes. I'm here to talk about my failures and the things that I would do differently if I could just go back and talk to my younger self. And what I mean by that is things that include self-respect, self-confidence, self-improvement. By that, I mean physical, mental, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. Women, relationships. In short, we are the uncles, Bill and I, that the entire family will talk about and tell you all kinds of stories about. But if you are smart enough to see the morals to those stories, you'll find out the method to our madness and the reason why we already screwed up so you don't have to. That's what we're here for, guys.
All right, nephews, that's it. We are your favorite uncles, and we are here to answer your questions. So with that being said, let me get our phone lines up because call in with your own questions. We appreciate you guys watching, hitting like, subscribing if you find it valuable. But the reason we're not here for likes and subscribers. We're here to answer your questions. So if you have questions of your own, call in. We got you.
But
And don't
seriously,
worry,
feel
I
free to
won't
like
let
and subscribe,
Johnny be too tough on you. But if you're doing things and you're causing this yourself, we're definitely going to make you self-aware of that.
Yeah, there's gonna be some ass whoopings tonight. Okay, so question one, we've got our friend Nate. And Nate's ass, we're not going to have to whoop Nate's ass. He's actually got a little bit of a rhythm. He's starting to kind of discover a few things. I feel like Nate's halfway there. And the reason I say that, let's go ahead and read on. He said, I got stood up again, but here's what I did instead. He said, I came up for a rule with myself. It's been a game changer. If I make plans, I follow through with those plans, even if my date flakes. So if someone from Tinder suggests coffee on Friday and then disappears, I'm still going to go grab that latte. Or someone from Sugarbook, I'm not sure what Sugarbook is, but I'm guessing it's another dating app. If someone from Sugarbook agrees to meet up for a movie but falls through, I'm still going to go catch the film. He says, instead of sitting around annoyed, I get a little adventure out of it. It's my time too, right? Uncle Bill says that your time is your most important resource. And I have already cleared this time for a date, and now I can just clear it for myself, he says. No point in sitting around feeling sorry for myself. This approach, yeah, dude.
Hey, shout out to you, nephew. I love that, Johnny. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I love it.
Hear this? Because, solo missions are one of my favorite things. And look, nephew, I don't get ghosted, but if I did, I probably wouldn't even notice. Now, my only problem so far is that you're letting these women dictate terms and lead these interactions. You're saying, when somebody from Tinder suggest coffee, you're the one who should be suggesting things and leading these interactions. But it's important that
yeah.
Okay, so like if I go out on a date and I'm supposed to meet a woman somewhere out for a drink, I'm gonna get there a little bit early. I'm gonna have a drink or two before she even gets there. I'm going to be there enjoying myself when she arrives. And if she were to not show, I probably wouldn't even notice it, bro. Honestly, I'd be having such a good time with myself. So I think you got the right attitude here. We just need to fine tune this a little bit. Go ahead,
Well,
Johnny.
and he does say this approach has made dating way less stressful. No wasted evenings. He doesn't feel that the evening's wasted. No hard feelings if someone can't. I either meet someone new or enjoy myself solo. And as Johnny Dumbbell says, I get to like myself that much more. And he says, honestly, it's made me more open to trying things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. For example, sushi. And I told you sushi is delicious. And this young man has discovered this. Yes, good call. Come on, man. Listen, I don't care. Sushi's fantastic. So anyway, he says, I appreciate your guys' advice. Let's live a little, folks. Now, I think that's great. I think that this means that you're like yourself. The only thing I'll tell you now is be sure to share what you've discovered about yourself that makes you like yourself to the next girl who does bother to show up. Yeah.
I'm real proud of you, nephew. I think you got a really good mindset there. I could tell you've been watching us for a little while.
Yeah.
And learning. And, that's absolutely what we're here for. Hey, shout out to Brandy. Brandy's in the comments tonight. She's saying that she loves some sushi.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Yep. Sashimi's great. Sushi's great. If you have a chance, I don't know if they have this kind of place in Youngstown, but out here in Pittsburgh, we got about, at least a couple of dozen places you get a good poke bowl. Fantastic food. I mean, it really is amazing.
Oh, Johnny. I can't do it. I can't eat the sushi. I don't. There's like parasites in raw fish, and I'm just not trying to.
Listen, I've been eating it twice a week for weeks, and it's not. I'm telling you, it's great.
We're here to draw on our personal experiences, not talk about them. We're here to help out the nephews. So let's not get into the whole sushi debate tonight, and let's just move forward.
Experience says it's great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I think it's great. I think it's great that he's figured out the fact of the matter is now. I think it sucks that he's getting flaked on, and that's one thing that, like you said, this is the kind of thing that we need to. The why doesn't matter, but he's going to need to start learning how to kind of vet these girls and see if they're giving him responses that indicate whether or not she's interested in showing up or just kind of saying yes to get him to go away. Other than that, though, on those times when he's not getting the date, yeah, I think it's great that he's not going home and going, oh, I guess girls just don't like me and they only want assholes. And you know what I'm saying? Like sitting at home playing video games, hating life and women. We don't need that. And he doesn't need that. So he says, hey, you know what? And the thing of it is that the fact that he's still going to whatever movie he was planning on going, the fact that he was still going to get the same latte he was going to get goes to show you that he had a program that he invited someone to come along with, and just because she didn't decide to join him doesn't mean that's that doesn't mean that that's no longer his program. He's going to do it no matter what. It's your choice whether or not to join him. You chose not to. Great. He likes him. He's going to enjoy himself.
That's it. He should be enjoying himself. But Johnny, I think you hit the nail right on the head when you were talking about the vetting process. I think nephew is a little off when it comes to vetting these women because there's certain indicators of interest that he's not getting, but he's going out on the dates anyway. And I could tell this because he's letting them set up the date. They're suggesting the coffee, not him. He's agreeing to it. So if he was doing a little more leading, women will be receptive to that. They'll be a little more interested in showing up when you tell them when and where to meet you. And the ones that do show up, bro, those are the ones that they're going to go hard for you. So you should be looking for reasons to eliminate these women, and because you don't want to waste your time with them. Some of them are not as into you as you want them to be. Some of them are bored. Some of them are just sitting at home with their cat. Some of them want a free cup of coffee. Hey, my dude's in the chat tonight, man. What's good, fam? Shout out to Tom. Hey, this dude is hilarious. If y'all don't know him, you should follow him on Facebook. This dude is always talking some shit. He's hilarious. And he's got a lot of going too, man. Tom's really on point with stuff. Not too many of my OGs will check me on stuff, but Bailey's always there to do it if he catches me lacking. So I always appreciate having him around.
Yeah, I mean, I think our nephew has the right idea. I think he's halfway there. I think all he has to do is do a little more self-discovery, decide what it is he likes about himself, and make sure that that's a part of him that he wants to share with somebody in the future. So it sucks that he's getting ghosted here and there, and it happens to the best of us. But the important thing is you're taking a negative and turning it into a positive. You're that quarterback who drops back for a pass, and rather than getting sacked, he runs for 5 yards. Nothing wrong with that. So, hey, this one's for you. Bottoms up.
Yeah, Nick, you just need to refine your skill a little bit. You're on the right path. And I have to tell you that I didn't get the way I am without lots of experience. So you should go out, you should learn from these, and it's just going to benefit you down the road. Don't give up. So build that resilience, build that thick skin, and continue to do it, but refine it a little, and you will find the women that are into you. And I'm a big advocate for telling y'all to approach 5 women a day, and just something that catches your eye, and just find out if they got anybody in their life that would have a problem if you gave them your phone number. That's my suggestion to you.
That's it, man. That's it. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, I think he's following the right process. He's he's saying, hey, this is I'm doing what I'm doing this weekend, no matter what. I'm not going to let you ruin my plans just because you decided not to show. Hey, whatever it is. But he's not letting it get him down. He's keeping himself positive. Now, I really wish that he could be here for our next 2 question askers here, because I got to tell you, we got Kenneth next. And man, I got to tell you, Kenny's a mess. And he's going to need our help. And Kenneth, I know you're going to see this at some point. I don't know if you're watching now, but you're going to see this. And I'm going to have to kick your ass. Okay, look, there's no nice way to say it. I'm going to have to kick your ass. And the reason I say that is because there are so many areas where Uncle Bill is going to have to keep his hand over the buzzer button. But I think the more you hear that buzzer and the more that you hear us speak to you tonight on what you could have done differently, you're going to understand why we're letting you have it. Now, the subject of the email that I got was this. I just got home from an absolutely humiliating third date, and I don't know how to feel. Apparently, he wrote this as soon as he got home. So he says, I'm in my late 20s with very little dating experience. She is in her mid 30s. We matched on Tinder a bit over a month ago and have only been on 2 dates since then due to her living 2 hours away. The electric cue. I was willing to make it. I was I was willing to make it work though, and I want to move to her city next year anyway. For both dates, I know.
Okay.
For both dates, we met.
give him for that.
For both dates, we met at a park and ended up at a cafe/restaurant afterwards for a snack. So it seems she enjoyed my company. We had lots of topics to talk about and shared quite similar views and interests. Plus, I found her really cute. Kenneth, I think you put a little more weight on that than you realize, but that's not the humiliating part. He says, now to the humiliating part, the third date.
We weren't there already?
Now, we all know what usually happens on the third date if there's a natural attraction. That didn't happen here. She invited me to come to her place for
Why are y'all waiting up for 3 dates to smash these women? That's my first question.
Well, and see, here's the thing. It gets worse than that.
Okay, well, look, now for the nephew, I don't really have a problem with you dating a woman that's 2 hours away as long as she is matching your energy and coming to see you too. Johnny and I are always talking about indicators of interest. And if you really want to find out how into you this woman is, you should be giving her tasks to accomplish. Like, hey, come see me next Saturday. If she's into you, she will make arrangements with whatever she has going on in her life and travel the 2 hours to come see you. Johnny, I know women who have traveled more than 2 hours for some good deed.
Well,
so look, and that's another thing. You're on 3 dates with her nephew and you ain't smashed her yet. She can tell that she is not going to have a good time in the bedroom with you. She's probably just bored.
Oh, Bill.
You're already driving 2 hours to go see this woman. So she's thinking to herself, I wonder what else I could get him to do.
Uncle Bill, here's the problem, man. Here's the problem, though. We haven't even scratched the surface to see how far down this rabbit hole goes because it gets a lot worse here.
All
so
right,
he says,
let's see how let's see what this train wreck is. See how
she invited me to
in the hole. His favorite uncles will get him out.
She invited me to come to her place for a movie night, even offering me a place to sleep on her couch if I want. Her bed was. She said, "No, wait." She said her bed is off the table for now since she felt like that would be skipping too many steps. Totally. He says, I found that to be totally understandable because, hey, we hadn't even kissed yet anyway. So, no, wait.
Okay. Look, I'm trying to cut some slack, Johnny, because he's really young and he doesn't have that much.
Dude, we're gonna let her rip after you hear this next part.
We're gonna give him the game, and we're gonna make this young man so much better going forward as long as he takes this and applies it to his life. But go ahead, let's finish his email.
I think he's got some steps to go, but we'll see. He says, I arrived, hugged her, hello. Wow.
Okay, well,
and sat down. Hold on, and sat down on her couch. We talk a little bit, and I already notice her yawning a lot and being kind of moody and distant. Body language, Kenneth, body language. What do I tell you? So she apologizes and says she's feeling really tired for some reason. Bill, that would be you. And then we start the movie, a rom-com. What did I tell you about that? I offer her some chocolate that I brought, and she immediately declines. Okay, here's the thing. If a woman is declining chocolate, there's a problem. She also instantly laid down on the long corner part of the couch with a blanket covering her, kind of distancing herself from me. Now, at that point, by the way, the date ended like 20 minutes ago. Just saying. At some point during the movie, I figure I should finally make a move. No, bad Kenneth, bad boy. Don't do that. So I try to move closer to her, only for her to tell me in a rude tone, I'm going to assume he means assertive, to please back off a little because she's getting squeezed into the corner. Let's have a moment of silence for our fallen brother. Okay, that's enough.
Bruh.
At that point, I should have honestly already left. No, Kenny. You should have left an hour before that. All right.
Okay.
Later during the movie, hold on. It gets worse. Later during the movie,
Johnny,
I tried
how can it get any worse than that? Really?
I'll tell you. He says later into the movie
now, sir.
He says later in the movie, I tried the old arms on her shoulder move, only to horribly fail and kind of tugged on her hair by accident instead. All I got was a really rude and annoyed, ouch, don't do that, please. During the movie, she also kept complaining about her neighbors walking through the hallway outside her flat, which I honestly thought was kind of ridiculous since I barely noticed it until she pointed it out. After the movie ended, she immediately got up, really annoyed, and went over to her roommate. I hear them giggling a little bit and felt like utter shit because I knew she was making fun of me. This dude is still sitting there through this whole thing. When she came back, I started trying to talk about her record collection and got up to look at it. Despite knowing that we share the same favorite artists, she just coldly replied, there's nothing interesting for you in there anyway. Plus, my roommate's not feeling good. Here it comes. I did find some interesting records, but she just kept being kind of rude to me at that point. And after a bit of an awkward silence, she said that this was all too much for her and the date was over. I also shouldn't, and also that I shouldn't take it personal because she gave him the whole "it's not you, it's me" thing. Yeah, I know that sentence too. And he says, I packed my things, tell her how bummed I am at how this went. I still hug her goodbye and I leave. Now I'm feeling absolutely humiliated, wondering if I did anything wrong. Was I too nervous? Should I have showed up in something nicer than a hoodie? Should I have brought her flowers or any other gift? Should I have made her a move earlier? He's actually asking this. Should I have made a move earlier to set the tone? From the moment I arrived, I felt like an unwanted guest and honestly got treated like shit. I wish I had never experienced this date. Dude, we have a laundry list of mistakes here, man.
Bro. Okay. Man, I don't even know where to start.
Well, here, there's a few points where I actually put a star by that was particularly bad. So he says, she goes, we'll start with the part where she starts yawning a lot and started being moody and distant. Does a woman who's interested in you being there and is glad that you're there do that, Bill?
No. Okay. In fact, I got to give him a little bit of game here. And okay, she had a roommate, so he should have, he needed to play this completely different. First of all, when you go see a woman, you shouldn't be going over there to Netflix and chill. You should be going over there to put her face in the pillow. I would
and not the one on the couch where you'll be sleeping, apparently.
Johnny, I would have walked in there, took the remote off of her, and immediately shut the TV off because whatever she was watching is over, and her time and attention needs to be on me now. So, and look, I do that though. I'll go over to a woman's crib and like make it my crib. I'll like take over while I'm there. And women, I just find like a man that can lead so much that they allow me to do it. They're like, cool, hey, shut off the TV if that's what you want to do. So,
yeah, I mean, I think we could even go back a couple of steps in the part where she says you can sleep on the couch if you get too tired because the bed is off limits. My thing would be, well, yeah, you know what? Maybe we can just make it an early night. That would be my response there. I'm not going to stay on your couch.
I wouldn't even have went at that point. Because here's the thing. If she's drawing that line, I'm not traveling the 2 hours to go watch some movies.
Yeah.
Like now, and really, he should have had her come to his crib. He could have had the whole thing set up completely different. They could have did some cooking in the kitchen. It'd have been a little fun, intimate, and playful. But
never mind that. But with a 2-hour drive, my thing is this. I mean,
if she would have
pay attention to the choice of words. But my question is this: if she is setting rules from the very beginning, is she trying to get you to come out there for 2 hours and see how much you'll put up with? Or should you be taking the lead and saying, hey, look, I mean, if you go out there, is she trying to get you to entice her to break her own rule? That's what I wonder. Is she trying to see if you'll come out there and take the initiative and take that masculine lead and see if she can break her own rules? Remember, guys, if she is attracted to you, if she is uncontrollably attracted to you, she doesn't have rules. But this lady clearly did. and you drove out there thinking that you were going to be Mr. Smooth with the arm around her, making a move. And not only that, but making a move after she already moved to the opposite end of the room to get as far away from you as she possibly could. That's when you decide to try to make a move? Come on, man.
Okay, another reason she should have came to see him the 2 hours is because that whole sleep in the bedroom thing, that would have been off the table. She would have known, like, hey, you can come over here. We can watch a movie over here. You can stay, but you're going to be staying in the bedroom. And just so you know, we're probably going to have some adult fun at some point. You got to give women full disclosure of what your expectations are. So,
right. Quit trying to sneak under the radar. They know where you are.
Because that's kind of doing some sucker shit, like getting there and then trying to make a move and trying to finesse a situation where she wants to give you some sex. Where
because at that point, you're still the away team on her turf.
That was the purpose for the date. Now, and nephews, if you want to watch a movie with a bitch afterwards, I don't have a problem with that. But she needs to know what the deal is when she's coming over. Let her know she is coming over to put her face in your pillow.
And by the way, she did not apologize.
If she's not willing to drive the 2 hours to come over and do that, that is a very good indication that our nephew here is wasting his time with that woman.
Well, and he says she apologized for her body language, for the yawning and all that stuff. No, dude, she wasn't saying she's sorry to apologize. She was offering you condolences on the fact that you could not keep her interested in your presence. Like, you got there, and all of a sudden, the mood of the room went down, not up. All right, that's what happened, man.
Well, again,
when she moved to the other when she moved to the other end of the couch, I'm telling you right now, that was her way of telling, especially with the blanket over her. Remember, she doesn't have body language for no reason. She distanced herself from you, and then she covered herself up at that distance. That means that date ended at least 20 minutes before that happened. At least that date was over 20 minutes before. But no, you hung around. You hung around because you thought you still had a shot, or you hung around because you can't take a hint, or you hung around because you simply are illiterate when it comes to reading a room. And that was when you decided to try to make a move. That was when you decided to scoot over the 17 feet that she already moved away from you to try to make a move. Come on, man.
Okay, so the move you should have made is right when you got there, nephew. When you went to give her a hug, that's when you should have made the move. I want to know what kind of hug you gave her. Did you hug her like you were her cousin? Or did you grab her by her hips and pull that woman to you so she has no choice but to take her arms and throw them around your neck and look into your eyes?
Or she has the choice to push you away, at which point you already know where you stand.
So once you have a hold of her hips and you pull her towards you and she has her arms up around your neck, that's a really good time to make your move right when you get there. I don't know what you're hesitating for. Hesitation means fear. And if you think that woman can't smell that on you, nephew, she can. Because I'm guaranteed there's somebody in her phone that will treat her the way we're talking about. And that's just being assertive and dominant and masculine. And women like that energy, nephew. Sitting around waiting to make a move is some sucker shit. You should have been making a move the minute you stepped in the room.
And here's the thing. You and I and Uncle Bill, everybody hearing this knows her roommate was not sick. She was sick of you being there. Okay, the thing of it is that I don't know if they were making fun of you. I personally don't care if they were making fun of you. The fact that you hung around through an entire movie with a woman who told you to leave her alone, and then you tried to move across the couch to try to make a move after that happened, and then you still thought you were going to somehow salvage the night. Never mind being Captain Save-A-Ho. You were trying to save a date. You wanted to go ahead and talk about something. And look, I understand that the logical thing to think about doing is to talk about something that the two of you have in common. And in this case was what you thought was, was her record collection. Great. Fantastic. But the thing of it is that the minute she pulled away from you, she doesn't want to talk about the records. She doesn't want to talk about the movies. She doesn't even like talking to you about her neighbors walking by in the hallway, but she has to because you're the only one there. So, I mean, this is a situation where she gave you every indicator that you were in a place where you weren't welcome being. Okay. Now, you're going to have to eat the L on the 4 hours round trip. Okay. That was on you. You drove 2 hours to see a woman who was extremely cold, extremely unfeeling, and extremely, frankly, repelling you the entire time that for some reason you still thought you had a chance. Maybe it's because you drove 2 hours and thought, hey, I don't want to think that I wasted my time. Look, dude, at best at this situation, you have wasted your time. Hopefully nothing else. But in this situation, my God, she all but told you you're repulsive. Now, do I think you're a repulsive guy? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what you look like. But the fact of the matter is that you did not bring the energy that is going to make this woman biologically attracted to you. You did not bring an energy that added electricity to the air. You sucked the air out of the room the minute she opened the door. And I'm not saying that's your fault, but what I'm saying is you got to read the room. And you didn't. You saw the writing on the wall, and then you decided to like put white out on it and write what you wanted. Except nobody wanted to read it.
Okay, nephew. On one hand, I agree with, and shout out to the man mindset.com, Steve the Dean Williams. Steve talks about how there's no such thing as rejection. So I've heard Steve say you can't go to rejection's door and knock on it and have a word with it. But I think in this instance, for you and the level you're on, you definitely got rejected here. And what you need to do, though, is realize there is a lesson in all of this. And you can grow from it. So don't take this experience as a negative. I know you went out of your way driving 2 hours there, 2 hours back. You put a lot of time and energy into a woman that wasn't interested in you. But if you turn that into a negative experience, it's going to make you bitter. It's going to make you resentful. It's going to, other women are going to pick up on that energy. So what you need to do is learn and grow from this experience. So I'd like to see you attach a positive connotation to the whole thing so that you can grow from it and just be thankful that this woman gave you clear indication of what you should be looking for when you're looking for women who are not into you, bro.
Indication. She gave him several statements.
So anytime you're getting any energy from women where there is resistance, she is not into you. Not in the way you want her to be. So your uncles will be the first ones to tell you here, when a woman is into you, she will offer you no resistance at all. She's down to do the things you want to do, go where you want to go. The expectations you have of her, she will meet, and she will be happy to do so. You got to understand, winners do it like they love it, even when they don't like it. So,
and she's not going to make you a bet on the couch before you even fucking get there.
No, you're going to know that. Like I said, but that's part of his fault, Johnny, for not dictating the terms and setting the expectations that she was going to get smashed when he got there. And that's, I think, because he's so young, he doesn't know how to turn a woman on, how to excite her, how to have her looking forward to him showing up, making sure her roommate's not there for at least 2 hours. There's things women will do when you give them reasons to, and he just clearly wasn't doing that. So I could tell she wasn't that turned on by him. She wasn't that interested in getting to know him. There was probably some extra incentive in dealing with him that we're not aware of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I
mean, I think whether in the presence or absence of that, I think that there's three main things Ken's got to remember. Ken, there's three things you didn't do. One, you definitely did not read the room. Two, you were not confident at all. And not only did you lack confidence, you tried to fake it. You tried to cross the couch and put your arm around her like you knew what the fuck you were doing, and you didn't. You tried to fake confidence, and when you try to fake confidence when you don't actually have it, that will come across creepy every single time. And number three, Uncle Bill, I wish it was game over, but unfortunately the game continues because he did number three. You didn't get the hint. You saw it. You heard it. You felt it. You sensed it. You fucking smelled it. And you didn't get it. And you didn't get out. You sat there and let what little dignity you had left get filed away, get sanded down to nothing before you were finally before she finally had to spell it out for you while you were trying to talk about her fucking record collection, that she simply doesn't like you. Now, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That means there's something wrong with whatever chemistry you thought you had with this girl and you didn't. Okay? But the thing of it is that you need to kind of learn and understand the indicators of interest and what they mean. You need to learn how to bottom line her actions and not bottom line what you hope her actions are. You've got to be able to start to watch what she does rather than listen to what she says. But in this case, she was giving you actions and words that matched. I mean, honestly, when a woman is really not into you like she wasn't, her actions will match her words, or in this case, her inaction will match her words. She didn't want you there. She showed you she didn't want you there. She eventually showed you the door on your way out while she reminded you once again that she didn't want you there. So again, the reason that this is humiliating is because you allowed yourself to be subjected to your own punishment. You sat there when you already knew the ship was sunk, and you sat there with the cello player at the bottom of the ocean going, yeah, maybe somebody will come and rescue me, or maybe I'll make it to the surface magically somehow. No, you drowned, dude. It sunk, and you stayed there, and you enjoyed the drowning. This is a situation where when you are being treated with disrespect or even a lack of respect, you should have left that room within 5 to 10 minutes when you saw the attitude. I don't like it either. But the fact of the matter is that this girl made it clear from probably before you even got there that there was really not much of a purpose for you showing up.
And you know what? That's what Brandy said too. She said, if she's into you, you'll know it. Those little things touch you. You'll know if she's into you. That's all there is to it. And I'm sorry you didn't read the big red flashing sign. So there's definitely
neon
indicators of her lack of interest before he even got in the car and drove another 2 hours the third time.
Dude, before he hung up the phone.
Well, here's the thing. We can beat him up on this, and we need to. You're right. It's all love here, but it's
I don't like it either, but yeah.
Love. But what I would really like to do is give him a little bit of game on how to move forward with his life so something like this doesn't happen to him again. Because really, I think he got off easy here, Johnny. Because
yeah,
if she was able to make him do all of these things, think of what else she could have made him do. She could have finessed him out of hundreds of dollars by, I just need a little help with this, or I just need that. Can you cover this? And she could have turned him into.
I'd be glad to come. I'd be glad to come out there and give you all that sex you deserve, but I need $400 for gas.
So, yeah, I think he got off easy with just a lesson. So that's what I was saying earlier. He needs to put a positive connotation on this and realize what happens when women aren't into you. So you got a really good example of what not to do. So you get any of that energy again, stay away from it. And if you don't get a kiss by your third date, you're doing sucker shit. I'm sorry. We need to go play by play and break this down, because I can't even tell you the number of dates where women are trying to put their lips all over me on the first date. And it's because of who I am. It's not because of what I do or what I say. So you need to work on you, nephew. And this no kiss by a third date. Well, at least you got your favorite uncles here to help you.
We're here for, baby.
We can talk about that. What I would really like to see you do, nephew, is try again and write us again about your next experience. I want to see you grow from this. And even if it's a little rocky, even if it's worse, which I doubt it can get much worse than this, but we want to hear about your next experience too. So please stay in touch with Johnny Dumbbell and just take this as a lesson and learn and move forward and keep shooting your shot at things that come across your path that catch your eye. So don't deny yourself any opportunities.
I'm going to say that, but here's the thing. I think that in this particular situation, you pretty much went to her place and volunteered to be the doormat. I think that in this situation, I think the most important thing that you need to do is I think that you need to work on yourself immediately. As a matter of fact, yesterday, not today, yesterday, go back in time and start working on yourself, because and do it before you even think about setting up another date with another girl. Guys like you, like Uncle Bill said, guys like you are the kind of guys that the wrong kind of woman can and will take advantage of later in life, especially if you continue this simple behavior. If you continue being like, I'll drive 2 hours for jack shit, you keep doing that, you're going to run across the wrong woman who is going to see what your credit limit is. And she's going to know because, she'll know how much she racked you up for before your card finally gets declined because, she has it. You don't. If you do not master yourself, if you do not improve yourself, love yourself, and thus respect yourself, you cannot expect to go out with anybody. You cannot expect to have anyone else respect you. But what you can do is you can expect other people to respect you just as much as you have. The only difference is you won't walk all over yourself. The wrong woman will. And they can smell you like a fart in the car.
Okay, well, so I was talking about rejection a little bit.
But other than that, it's going great.
I was talking about rejection a little bit earlier and how you should reframe your narrative and just protect your confidence, transmute your energy, and just remember that going forward, you have learned a valuable lesson, and hopefully, and you won't let anything like this happen to you again. So,
I mean, come on, dude. I mean, the thing of it is that I can understand watching a rom-com and thinking that, romantic perseverance, romantic perseverance is going to land you the girl because you're going to do so many nice things and show her how undying your love and affection is. And someday you'll get all that sex you deserve.
Bruh.
That's true. First of all, the thing that sucks about both concepts, when I mean both concepts, what sucks about both war and romance is that there's no rules. If you get hurt, you get hurt. That's just how it is. Okay. And the thing of it is that you're asking for structure here. You're asking for some sort of it sounds like you're asking for, hey, I put this effort forth, so why isn't she putting that effort forth? You didn't say that, but that's what I'm kind of seeing here. And it's simply because, a red-tailed hawk is a great hunter. But if he has the option to scavenge, he will, because it's easier. Okay. In this situation, getting you to drive 2 hours to come out there and simply just destroy you in what seems like an incidental roast of so to speak, that was easy for her because you put her up on a pedestal, because you wanted so badly to make this night work, to make this date work, that you let her sit there and roast you both subliminally as well as overtly, to the point where she left the room, giggled with her roommate, came back, and you still wanted to try to find common ground because you think that little of yourself. So again, you've got to start getting to a point where you're waking up every day and making your bed. You got to get up 3 days a week and do the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge and get to the gym for 4 weeks. And after that, get there an extra day a week, 4 times a week for 4 more weeks. Until you like and respect yourself because of what you've done for yourself and the things that you are willing to do to improve your own life, this is the kind of treatment you can expect. This is the kind of disrespect you're going to deal with. And it's not always necessarily blatant disrespect like it was here. You might just be dealing with many instances of a lack of respect. And frankly, that's just as bad because you have not established yourself as the kind of guy who commands a presence when he enters a room. People don't feel an atmosphere around you. And if they do, it's one of sadness and dread. And I'm not trying to, put you down here, man, but look how much you had to go through in one single night before you finally figured out you weren't wanted there. Now, is it your fault you weren't wanted there? I don't know about that. I think you definitely failed to create some intrigue, but at the same time, you dealt with somebody who didn't respect your time, didn't respect your effort, and didn't respect you as a person, and all you wanted to do was get her to be attracted to you. She must have been pretty fucking hot, man. That's the only thing I can think of that would make somebody continue to stick it out like that. And in this case, sticking it out is not admirable, man. It's not the admirable thing to do. It's a kind of action that's going to cause you to, thankfully, write your uncles and ask what you should do differently. And this is what you should do differently. Respect yourself every day.
Well said, Johnny. I find it interesting that you stuck around when the roommate started dogging your date about you, because that's really what happened. Yep. Like the woman was uncomfortable, didn't want him there, and the roommate started dogging her for it. So yeah, they had a laugh at your expense, but here's the thing. Confidence isn't always about winning. It's about staying solid even when you don't. So just remember that, and we talk about confidence all the time, Johnny. It's not. It comes from an unwavering self-belief. It's not handed to you by somebody's validation. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
and
I agree with Johnny. Transmute that energy, nephew. Get yourself into the gym. Work on yourself. Find things that you like to do, especially being in your younger 20s like that. You got your whole life in front of you. I know you can do better.
absolutely.
Now, Johnny, I don't want to roast him too much. You want to move on tonight? We'll let him tap back in after another date or two.
Absolutely. Hey, look, there's stupider things you could do in your late 20s. For example, I got married, So we've got question 3, and this is from Jason. Now, Jason, Uncle Bill, I got to tell you, the ass whooping has to continue here. So Jason says,
bruh. Hey, really?
The girl-
Hold on. Time out. Flag on the play. Nephews, you really need to get your life together. You don't really writing Johnny with this mess. I mean
well,
it. Like,
hey, listen, I'd rather they wrote me than continue to go out there and get their heart kicked in.
No, you're right. You're right. That's why we have this show, is to give them a forum to get answers, to talk about what they go on, what's going on in their life, and not really be shamed for it. We know you guys make mistakes, and nobody's made more mistakes than us. And I think out of the two of us, nobody's made more mistakes than me. So technically, I'm like Mr. Mistake. So if you can learn from some of the mistakes I've made, you should definitely take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So Jason, and by the way, I love that it's October and we got something from Jason that anyway. Dude, I'm a horror film fanatic. Listen, I love bad movies, and I've said this last week, I'll say it again. Watch some B horror movies or any kind of like classic slasher. It's Halloween season. Have fun with it. It really is a great time of year. Anyway, he says, the girl that I want to be my girlfriend accepted my invitation. We only dated for 3 days and she just ended things. Now, I think he means they went on 3 dates because the timeline he's giving us in the body of this, it makes it sound kind of like that. So he goes, I met this girl on a dating app and we went on 3 dates. Yeah. We had park dates like Uncle William suggested. And I was the one who was paying for everything. And we have been talking for like a month and a half now. Then she asked me when I'm going to ask her to be my girlfriend. And I said, soon. Hey, so far, so good, right? She's asking, you're not. She's asking for the commitment, you're not. Okay, so far, so good. So I asked her by making a cute presentation, and I wrote sweet paragraphs and added pictures of us together, and I sent her the presentation, and it's been 3 weeks that I made that presentation, and she told me she needed to have time to think about it. So this girl went from asking you when you're going to ask her to be your girlfriend, and you just went over the edge and went all 2025 of high school kids asking their homecoming dates to homecoming. You went and got poster board. You went and got, I mean, this is what happens here. You made a big presentation about asking her to be your girlfriend when she was the one who initially brought the idea up. You should have said to her, yeah, I'll think about it. Instead, no. You decided to go all Tom Cruise on the Oprah Winfrey fucking show, and now she's got to think about it because you went nuts. Anyway.
All right, nephew, let me tell you something. She wanted certainty, not necessarily you. When she pressed you for a relationship early, it wasn't about commitment. It was about control, validation, and probably security. Once she got that validation out of you, her curiosity, it just faded. Because, like John said,
I got a question for you, man. And
it was an emotional impulse disguised as interest. She wasn't really into you, nephew.
Right. And Jason, I would have to ask this, and I can deal with this if the answer is yes, okay? But I know you're going to see this, and answer us in the comments. But since you're young and impressionable, I'm going to go ahead and ask: did you get that idea from a romantic comedy, or did you get it from a hot girl's Instagram post? Because it really sounds like you might have. It really sounds like you just, I mean, the only thing you didn't do is get on PowerPoint, and I'm guessing your generation doesn't use that anymore. That's probably the only reason. But anyway, he says, then she stopped responding to my calls. No shit, Dick Tracy. And messages for a whole week and decided to text me on Sunday and said, get this, yes, I will be your girlfriend. He goes, I was so happy. I was so happy, but the same Sunday I went over and texted her I'm sorry, I went and texted her, and she didn't respond to my messages. So I bought her a cute flower with candles to apologize. For what? For not lying flat enough on your face in utter over worship of this girl? What are you sorry for?
The fuck is you apologizing for, nephew?
So she told her mom to tell me that she's not home when he knocked on her door, but she was at home because her location was showing her at home. Oh, Jason.
Bruh.
Jason, no, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't.
Why do y'all want the bitch's location?
Jason, I don't know if I can help you, man. I don't know that I'm qualified to help you at this point. Anyway, the next day, hey, I tried to hang out with...
We got a comment from Benny. We got two of them. She says she found somebody else that she likes better.
Even if she didn't, she's obviously annoyed with this guy.
Shout out to her. That's exactly what happened. And Johnny, you were talking about the horror shows. Brandy asked if you was watching the Ed Gein on Netflix yet.
I did. I saw a little bit of that. Man, talk about a fucked up individual. And, the first documented serial killer in American history, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the one they know about. It definitely is, because I always got a brief synopsis of that story and how that went. And but I mean, some of the details that they disclosed in that documentary, it's actually pretty impressive. It's actually pretty interesting in a very macabre sort of way. But yeah, I liked it, but I didn't love it. But anyway, so he says the next day, I tried to hang out with her, and she said that she's busy. And I said, oh, sorry for disturbing you. And on Tuesday, we hung out. I had to catch my breath at the end of that one. He says, and on Tuesday, I'm guessing he means last Tuesday, we hung out, and she asked me to leave around 7:30 p.m. within 1 hour of me coming over. And she didn't call me, nor did she text me. And every single day, I am the first person to send good morning messages to her and a cute paragraph. You sent her a cute paragraph? You did this over the course of 3 weeks, of which you've seen her 3 days. That means you've seen this girl on average once every 7 days, and you're sending her shit like that? That's too much for a month. And not long ago, he says, we were on a video call, and she said, hey, can I tell you something? Like, can we talk? I said, sure. And she told me something that broke my heart. She said, I don't think I'm interested anymore. Like, I don't think I want to date you anymore. I thought I was interested, and that's why I wasn't talking to you throughout last week. So she and I were supposed to go on a date today, and she canceled. Like, damn. I told her not to break my heart like how my ex did, and she promised that she wouldn't break my heart, but I guess she did break my heart. Again, all this over the course of a couple of dates or even weeks. Jason, you're not heartbroken. You are frustrated that the pretty girl doesn't want you. That's what you're upset about. You did not conduct yourself in a masculine way in any way, shape, or form. Okay? I love you, man, but you're killing me with this. I don't know what to do anymore. She asked me if we can be friends. I don't know how to react to that question. I need advice or something. My friend, you need way more than advice. You need resolve. You need resolve to improve how you feel about yourself. You are a simp. You are a clinger. And overall, you're even weak for a beta. Okay? I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, all right? Your feelings are going to be plenty hurt by the girls that you date in the future anyway. So believe me, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. But if you don't sack up and knock it off with this love bombing, rom-com emulating, self-deprecating, and ultimately self-destructive behavior, you are in for a long road of painful heartache. I highly recommend that you continue to watch our podcast more often. If possible, I would recommend that you see a mental health professional if you can afford to do so. If you can't, well, just keep watching us. Finally off, I had to edit out, and this is for all you guys, all you nephews, I had to edit out the word like in this email so many times that I'm going to ask you all once again. I always do my best to decipher what you're typing to me. I really do. But can we please maybe use more coherent grammar and a little bit better spelling? Thanks. And also use a condom.
Type shit. All right, Johnny. Jen says, you sound desperate. It's scaring her off.
It's scaring me.
And she's also saying, quit apologizing.
Oh, dude, for real. Would you say sorry for bothering you? You've already pretty much put yourself in a position where you might as well say, hey, I know I'm not good enough to date you, so I apologize for wasting your time with my text. That's what that comes across as.
Brandy says, new man was on his way over. Stop with the cute text bullshit.
Or the paragraph.
Guy was better. Dude, just say bye, Felicia, and get on with your life. Sad to say it, but grow a pair and quit acting like a bitch.
Exactly. Thank you.
Hey, this is what I was talking about earlier, Johnny, when I said that these guys have this inner bitch we need to get rid of. So this is a great example of he needs to kill his inner bitch.
Well, and here's the thing. I think that if you wanted to be cute and convey confidence, when she asked you, if she, if you were going to ask her to be your girlfriend, instead of you going, "Oh, very soon, honey, I'm very excited about it," instead of saying that, you know what I would have done? I would have winked and said, "As soon as I properly inform the others that they didn't quite make the cut, I'll let you know."
Well, what do we talk about? A vetting process, John. She should be his girlfriend for 12 months. And I guarantee that this woman doesn't have what it takes to last 12 weeks, let alone 12 months.
Oh, he'll have a shrine to her for the rest of his life, though.
All right. Well, here's the thing. There's a lesson in all this.
Jason, I'm sorry, man, but we had to.
Jason, there's a lesson in all this. Never commit to somebody's words. Commit to their patterns. Their behaviors tell you everything you need to know about them. If a woman pushes for a title too soon, it's usually a sign of insecurity or unfinished healing, because I can tell you from experience, nephew, a mature connection does not need to be rushed. So it builds. Now, you're wondering how to respond to this. I get it. You don't know what to do next. I need you to, first of all, sit down and take a breath and don't respond. Don't beg. Don't argue. Most importantly, don't chase. So you have to keep your dignity intact, and silence is going to be the key to that.
Yeah.
You got to reflect on yourself and your part in this. Like Johnny was saying, the early love bombing,
oh, dude.
Luckily, you did find our podcast, so hopefully you're subscribed to Johnny's channel. Shout out to Johnny Dumbo. I appreciate everything you do for these young men, fielding these questions, giving them the wisdom, advice, the game on how to move forward. So it's important that we know that you can get, I want you to understand that you can get an upgrade here, that you didn't lose a woman at all. All you lost was some confusion in your life, nephew. We talk about this on our Thursday show quite a bit. A woman is either going to bring chaos to your life or she's going to bring peace to your life. And this woman was not bringing a sense of peace to your life.
Well, not only that, she caused you to bring chaos to your own psyche.
You need to, but he needs to learn how to lead with discernment and not emotion. So the next time, and nephew, it will happen again. So the next time a woman pushes for something real fast, now you know to slow it down and take some time, engage their interest, and vet them properly.
Yep.
So be happy that you learned a lesson here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and yeah. Yeah, because here's the thing. All you did was make an attractive woman decide she didn't want to date you. That's about as good as this situation is going to get, because if she was the wrong kind of woman, she could be like, "Ooh, let's see how much money he makes. Let's see how much he's willing to spend. Let's see what he's willing to pay for me. Let's see what he's willing to do." There are women out there that will take advantage of somebody like you because you showed that much interest. And she is going to hide behind that whole, "Well, I thought you said you loved me," or, "Well, oh, what, you're expecting this because you did that for me?" And there's always going to be that gaslighting thing going on. If you allow this to happen, if you don't learn from this situation where all you cost yourself is a little bit of your dignity, then someday, very soon, you're going to be costing yourself even more of your dignity, and then a hell of a lot more. So, I mean, remember, get out while it's only costing you your dignity and not your credit score.
Bruh. Now, it's unfortunate that that happens sometimes, and that's part of the reason why we break down the dating profiles on Thursday nights, because we want to teach the nephews how to read in between the lines, because how you do one thing is how you do all things. So if you can learn the spot when a woman is trying to finesse you in her profile, you'll know that she's going to try to finesse you in life as well. So it's best to just avoid that kind of, and I don't think that's really what he had here. I think this was more of an attraction for him, and it was, I think he bonded with her, Johnny. like through
Yeah, but she didn't bond with him.
but she was bonding through like emotion. So what he saw as potential, she saw as possibility, and that high wore off, that novelty wore off, and she retreated, and it was leaving him questioning
Yes.
his own worth.
And I got to tell you, that's probably best case scenario.
But nephew, you shouldn't be questioning your own worth, because that just reveals her instability, not your inadequacy.
Not at all.
So just brush that dirt off your shoulder and move forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I like I said, I wish you luck. I'm going to follow. I'm definitely going to follow up with you and Kenneth in the emails. Nate, congratulations. Great job on how you've done. You're halfway there, living on a prayer. Keep that pedal down. The other two of you,
Nate, a B minus.
Yeah. The other two of you, I'm issuing a progress report. I'm told that in the school year, this is about that time for that. I'm issuing you a progress report saying, look, that comment that your parents never like to see on your report card, I'm going to put it on there. He can do the work if he wants to. Every time my father has seen that on a report card with me, he knew that I wasn't stupid. I was lazy. In your case, I don't think you're lazy. I just think that you haven't discovered yourself, and you haven't discovered what you like about yourself. You haven't given yourself enough credit. You haven't even given yourself enough time and energy, but you sure as hell had no problem giving it to an attractive woman. Well, guess what? You need to be the attractive person. You need to be the one that you need to be the most intrigued with, because the minute you decide that you are going to live life on your own terms, now, I'm not saying put yourself before everybody else. That would be selfish. I'm saying live life on your own terms. You decide a code you're going to live by. You make some goals that you want to reach, and you set a plan to reach those goals, because if you set a goal with no plan, it's just a wish. And we do not rub genie bottles, not on this show. You need to make sure that you like the person that you are so much that you want to share it with anybody else that you meet, business-wise, romantically, because you know you are your best asset, and your time is your currency, the most valuable one that you have, because no matter how rich you become, you still only get 24 hours to a day, and you're still only going to have one life to live, and you're only going to live that life so long. Stop sitting on your hands, man. Stop trying to fit other people's molds. If you keep doing that, you're never going to find out who you are. You're never going to find a mold for you to fit yourself. You are never going to finish formulating the man that you are. Uncle Bill tells you every time, when you try to be somebody you're not, you are insulting the man that you are supposed to be. You are insulting the man that you are shaped and primed and working to be. Decide who you want to be and set a plan and just fucking get there, man. And even if you don't get there, you know what? The fact of the matter is, you still had your own program, and you lived it on, and you followed it on your own terms. You owe that to yourself, not anybody else. Stop putting somebody else on a pedestal when you don't even know who you are.
Well said, Johnny. So, Johnny, is that going to do it for us tonight? Do we have any more questions?
It's sure as hell better. We poured a lot of energy into these guys, and it's because they need our help. They need their own help. And yeah, that's all I got for tonight. But again, Kenny and Jason, please reach out to us with any other questions, any other follow-ups, and if you have any success stories or any more setbacks, we want to hear about them. I'm sorry we kicked your ass a little bit. No, I'm not sorry we kicked your ass a little bit, but I'm sorry that you needed the ass kicking that you needed. You might need a couple more. It really sounds like you're going to have to take this in steps. You're going to have to take this in phases. But if you really want to be there, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse.
Well said, Johnny. Okay, so speaking of the nephews reaching out to us, I've had somebody ask for a little bit of help with their dating profile, and I'm not sure yet, but we might do that Thursday before we start breaking down the women's profiles. And I just want to,
that's important. Yeah.
Well, I want to put it up for the whole class. I want everybody to be able to look at it and benefit from it. And even if I got to put my profile up there to use an example, because as men, we lead by example. And Johnny, I've been talking about for months that when I get 1K subscribers from YouTube, that I would put my Bumble dating profile up there. And brother, I'm getting closer and closer. I'm about to hit 900. Shout out to me. So, yeah, we'll be getting into my dating profile sooner or later, but we could give our little nephew the game on just on how to structure his profile, some of the pictures that he should keep and get rid of, how he should be taking better pictures. So I want to get into that a little bit before we start breaking down the women's profiles, because yeah, it's important to look for.
Yeah, I mean,
it's important to look for inconsistencies in their profiles, but it's equally important to have a solid profile yourself. Yep. So I just would love the opportunity to help this young man get his profile together, because I am sure he'll be one of our success stories, and we'll be out there just spreading the gospel.
Oh, without question.
We're out here saving lives, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, so Johnny, what? We're going to be back Thursday night with Bumble?
Dude, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm getting a little Bumble experience myself. It's not as tough as I thought it would be, and it shouldn't be tough for you guys either. But we're going to show you why. We're going to break it down for you, and I can't wait to see you in 71 hours.
All right, that's it. You got anything else to say before we wrap it up, Johnny?
I sure do, guys.
I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Keep rocking with us. You ain't seen nothing yet.
That's right, guys. And remember, as always, if you drink, don't drive. And if you drive, don't park, because accidents cause people. Good night.